Sawadee Namaskar. Hello everyone. Welcome you all to Rubber Industry Tech Talk by TechnoBiz. In today's episode of the Rubber Industry Tech Talk, we're addressing a very important issue and very relevant to the rubber industry on the automatic chemical weighing system for rubber mixing plant. And our invited guest speaker is Mr. Luca Mariaggio. He is a sales manager of the Lauer based in Italy. Before I invite him to give a talk, let me quickly introduce to you all about the TechnoBiz. Some of you may be a little familiar with the TechnoBiz, and I also like to introduce various activities that TechnoBiz offer for the rubber industry. TechnoBiz is based in Thailand, established in 2005, almost 18 years ago, and we are specialized in polymer industry and recognized as an international resource center for the polymer industries and process technologies. Our business focus in areas of technology in the plastics, rubber, polyurethanes, adhesive coatings, and also a little bit on the non-polymer side on energy, environment, membranes and filtration, recycling, recovery, and also we're getting into the smart manufacturing aspects also. So when it comes to services, we are in two segments of services, one on the professional education and also on the business services. In professional education, we're talking about we offer training courses, workshops, with diploma programs, various publications. Business service, we're talking about we host exhibitions, conferences, virtual events like today. We also host road shows, networking events. We offer the consulting service as well. And one of the key aspects of TechnoBiz business service was marketing and branding of technologies and products. So this is an overview about the TechnoBiz. You can always check our website, technobiz.org, for more information on TechnoBiz. What do we do for the rubber, latex, and tire industry? We have a trade expo. It is called the GRT. It's our flagship show, which we host alternate years, even years, in Bangkok, Thailand. We also have other shows in Middle East Rubber Expo and also Africa Rubber and Tire Expo. They are small in scale as a part of the TechnoBiz Expo. Out of three, GRT is our major show, and others I could say it's an evolution to serve the industries in Middle East and African region. We host conferences on the specific and special subjects. We offer the digital marketing service as well for the technologies and products. We do have a diploma program. We offer training courses. We have virtual events, publications on various marketing branding. Let me go through a little more in details. When it comes to trade exhibition, we are hosting our exhibition in Middle East Rubber and Tire Expo as a part of the TechnoBiz Expo in Sharjah near Dubai. We actually announced supposed to be in November, but it's been rescheduled for the technical reasons. The new dates are 8th to 9th January 2024. If you're interested to participate, please check our website expo.technobiz.org. And we do have, as I said, is a GRT, is our flagship show, which happens the next edition, 6th edition is going to schedule on 12th to 14th March 2025 in Bangkok. This is our one of the main expo which we host. Conferences, we have a latex, as I mentioned to you, TechnoBiz is always a specialized conference. We don't say rubber conference, we basically very specific areas. Latex is focused on latex only. We are scheduled 30 to 31st January in 2020, early next year in Pattani, southern Thailand, at the university campus of the Prince of Songkhla University in Pattani. We are hosting this one. It's purely about latex industry. We do have this TechnoBiz Rubber Week. Rubber Week is basically a format of conference plus training together. And conference are specialized training courses, and special conferences, specialized training courses, focusing on the rubber industry. Okay, we have scheduled on the 22nd to 26th April in Bangkok. We are hosting various conferences and training courses at this Rubber Week. Just give you Rubber Compound Conference is a 2-day conference, 22nd, 23rd April. We have Rubber Molding Conference, 24th to 25th April. And we have a Smart Elastomer Conference on the 26th April. It is a part of the Rubber Week. So I do invite you all to check our website, conference.technobiz.org. We do have other next schedule of Rubber Week in July, silicon rubber, focusing just on silicon rubber. We have the TPE and TPB conference also in July in Bangkok. We'll be hosting some other conferences as part of this Rubber Week. We do have a diploma program. This is a unique program of TechnoBiz. It's Executive Diploma 360 degrees. It's focusing on both the technology and management. We have 3-month-long rubber industry technology and management. It's an online program, but it is very unique. And as I said, it's 360 means unique and universal. So if you need more information on this one, you can always check with me. You can check our website, diploma.technobiz.org. We do have other diploma programs, just focus on the rubber compounding. This is also both the technical aspects as well as management aspects of it. When this rubber industry technology and management, it's a purely non-tire rubber industry, no latex, no tie, just non-tire, okay, and rubber products, rubber parts. So very unique, very focused program that we host. So check the details at the diploma.technobiz.org. Training courses, we host various short training courses. We also have some online training programs also. The upcoming one we having the coming in November, reverse engineering rubber products. There are also various other training courses. There are many topics are scheduled for the rubber week as well. So please check our website, training.technobiz.org, for more information. Okay. Virtual events, this is one of our active events on a regular basis to connect with the industry. Rubber Industry Talk Day, it's focused on the rubber industry. We have technical presentations, research presentations, panel discussions, etc. We have Latex Industry Tech Talk, and focus on the latex industry. We have tire industry tech talk, just focus on the tire industry. So it's each bit separated. Okay? We also have other tech talks in the polymer laboratory tech talk. So please do check the website, virtualevents.technobiz.org. If you join one session of one series, you can join all the future episodes of the same series. So you don't need to register only one time. You get updated information, updated links, and for every time we organize a new topic, a new episode for that particular series. Okay. If you are interested to be a guest speaker, you have some knowledge, you have some information that you want to share to the industry, you can always become the guest speaker in my program and introduce this technology or products or ideas to our audience. So feel free to reach out to me. Okay. That's about in publications. We have many publications. We have 50+ reference books that published by TechnoBiz. I do encourage you all to check our website, store.technobiz.org. This one, you have all the books available which you like to purchase them. And we have the books what we have, you don't get in other places. We don't publish the books that are available in the market. We only publish books that are relevant to the industry, and also that were not available. The subjects we choose are useful to the industry. That's all about the TechnoBiz. If you need more information about TechnoBiz, you always write to me or contact me. I think most of you have my contact information. Okay. Let's get to today's episode of the Rubber Industry Tech Talk. This is a regular event by TechnoBiz focusing on the developments in the rubber industry, whether technology or market information. In today's episode of the Rubber Industry Tech Talk, we are touching a subject on automatic chemical weighing system for rubber mixing plant. Our guest speaker is Mr. Luca Mariaggio. He is the sales manager at the Lauer. He's been with Lauer for more than 25 years. He's involved in the weighing systems and automation aspects of the polymer industry. Well experienced guy, and today we learn about the topic how to automate chemical weighing system for the rubber mixing plant. Before I let him give a talk, let me show you a short video about the Lauer and their technology. So please stand by.
Super Synchro is an automated dispenser of powder products for the preparation of batches for various industries, such as technical rubber, tires, plastic, food, paints, chemicals. It has a high level of automation during both the production phases and the control phases. It is manufactured completely in the Lava factory in Cossato, with a vertical production composed of robotic warehouses for sheet metal and sections, latest generation laser and plasma cutting, and metrological control room for checking the dimensions and quality of the components used in the machines. This guarantees efficiency and a series of advantages such as precision, repeatability, quality, traceability, know-how protection, cleaning, respect for the environment, high productivity. Super Synchro works with EVA or polyethylene tubes. Thanks to efficient automation and controls, it processes bags with a maximum dimension of 36 litres, on which barcodes are placed for controls during the entire industrial cycle. The semi-automatic welding makes the reel exchange particularly fast. It is a modular, compact device which can be configured in various ways depending on the space available and the characteristics of the packaging of the raw materials. In addition to the client's vision, Lava offers solutions with fixed, interchangeable silos or big bag, loaded pneumatically or through gravity. Designed with mechanical devices to facilitate the feeding of the dispenser and avoiding deposits inside. The single or double screw dispensers with dedicated loading cell dispense the material and are configured based on the characteristics of the raw materials. The brushless motors control the dosing operations, ensuring precision from 1 to 1/10 of a gram. Repeatable and constant over time. The supply valve area of every dispenser is kept clean by a sophisticated suction system. Through no return valves, the powders are conveyed to a centralized extractor equipped with ATEX certified devices and compliant with the European environmental emission regulations. During the entire course of the bags, a constant dynamic control is made on the behavior of the scales. The lack of chains or belts along the entire course eliminates wear and reduces maintenance. At the end of the cycle, automatic devices remove the air from the bag, seal the flaps of the film, and once again check the weight, discarding those that are not within tolerance. The bags approved can converge either into fixed boxes, into buffers of boxes, or into a lift to be unloaded at different levels. The Super Synchro software guarantees effective cross-checks and traceability over all the operations of the machine. It generates sophisticated reports and permits integration with external systems, MES, thus falling into the Industry 4.0 concept.
Okay, nice video. I hope you get some idea now about this automatic chemical weighing system. And let me invite Mr. Luca to give a presentation now. Ask him to share his screen first and then the camera.
Hello, good morning. Good morning to everybody. Thank you, Peram, for the introduction. Today we talk about automatic chemical weighing system for a rubber mixing plant. My name is Luca Mariuzzo, and our proposal for this kind of technology is called Super Synchro. We saw some characteristics of the equipment through the video, but I will run through all the aspects of the project, analyzing first the values, what we are able to offer to the mixing room, and then how we offer all these benefit values to the production team. We will talk about accuracy, repeatability, traceability, flexibility and modularity, because it's a project that can be expanded in a second stage or when the need in the mixing room change. Safety is another aspect really important. environment friendly. So we have to respect the environment, we have to respect the area where we work. Labor saving, nowadays the cost of the labor increase year by year. So the automation will give an answer to this aspect as well. And then Industry 4.0, data analyze. Most of the time in production, in the mixing room, without data is like drive a car in the middle of the night without know what happened, or yeah. So the data will help to run the future production better. Accuracy. Our proposal, our full automatic small chemical weighing system is a system extremely accurate. I try to condensate in this slide some tests realized in our factory with our equipment. We can see requested quantity, dispensed quantity. A few decimal of the gram is the gap between one and the other. And then the timing. Very small delta for the small quantity, but as well for the big quantity. The timing is relatively short, around 30 seconds or even less, depending on the characteristics of the material. In the left side, we have a Cristex sulfur with oil. So it's in somehow tricky material that like to agglomerate. That anyhow we are able to manage in fast feeding and with a very small deviation from the requested quantity. How we can manage this performance? We can manage the performance thank you to the two screw. We can see in this slide we have a big screw and small one. So to be fast in one direction, but as well with the small screw, be able to find those the last few grams, and that allow to be accurate. The two screws are controlled by independent motor, independent servo motors that allow to control the speed in linearity mode. We have a feedback from the absolute encoder, so we know exactly the position of the helix in the spindle. So we are able to forecast the volume that we generate turning the screw. And as well, we can increase the torque of rotation, because we know in the mixing market, in the rubber market, in the mixing room are managed chemical that lovely stick on the surface, lovely stick on the screw, or even block the screw. So we are able, thank you to the servo motors, increase up to 10 times the torques of rotation. And that is a benefit to keep the flow high, and as well is good for the accuracy. How we can control the increasing quantity in the bag? We can control the increasing quantity thank you to the load cell that are localized under the bucket. So the bucket will be lifted up by the scale, and on the left of this slide we can see the different scale load cell that we are able to offer, that we are able to manage in the same project, depending of the mixing room size, depending of the target. We can use a smaller scale with higher accuracy, or in case the quantity to manage are very large, we can use a bigger load cell with less accuracy. Together with the accuracy we saw before, a few decimal of the gram from the target, we have to introduce another argument, that is the repeatability of the process. Thank you to the servo motors and the two screw, if we compare the hand weighing activities that, while the operator move along the tolerance, the Super Synchro, our automatic weighing equipment, is able to offer extremely high process repetibility. We have our equipment running with CPK more than 1.7, or well, even more than 1.7, up to 10 or 15, because it's depending on the tolerance. But in the slide, you can see we are talking about ±3 grams with stearic acid, and the CPK is 2.3. Again, how reach that performance? Thank you to the servo motors. Thank you to the feeder that is composed by two feeder, big and small one. When we talk about traceability, we have to give to the mixing room team all the information that allow to understand what happened, why happened, which were the actors involved. So we print automatically on the film, that could be EVA or polyethylene. We print automatically barcode or QR code with the information that allow to identify the bag, and also in case also it's possible to scan the barcode before drop the bag in the mixer. That allow to close a circle of information, because internally we stock information about lot ID, we stock the information when the material has been weighed, which tolerance has been used. All these information are available in our database, or as well we can export and send to the MIS that can store for a longer time. So the QR code printed on the film, it will be like a key to open the database and understand exactly what happened. Traceability as well when we load the material. Doesn't matter if it's big bag, gravity loading, vacuum loading. We supply a device like a smartphone with a barcode reader on the top, with a software built-in developed by us that drive the operator in the loading activities. We can work standalone, so just scan the barcode and scan the position, in case match allow to load the material, or we can work integrated to the quality department or to the MIS. So we can collect material code, lot ID, position, send this package of information to the quality department and ask if that specific material belong to that specific lot ID is valid for production or not. As well, that instrument is very similar to the smartphone, help the operator to follow the right loading sequence, starting from the consumption of the material and not from the actual volume stored volume. So the concept is keep the machine working for the production that is required now, with all the material available for production. In addition, on that device, we remote the list of alarms and warning to make more easy the life of the operator to control the machine. The equipment is modular. You can see a screen, a draft of 3D draft of full line that will manage more than 50 chemicals, some big bags, some vacuum silos, some hopper for gravity loading. Yeah, but any project are custom made, custom project. So we sit down all together, we share. It's foreign job. We share our knowledge, we share our experience. We wanna hear the mixing room need, mixing room expectation, and then we combine all the information to perfectly match the mixing room need. The concept of the equipment we saw a little bit in the video clip before, in the video showed by Perrin before. So it's a full line with a bucket that move around, collecting the material in the bucket, in the bag. So we have a forming unit, and then a holdering, and then extraction unit to remove the bag from the bucket. How we move the bucket along the machine? We move the bucket along the machine through a devices that we install in the two opposite corner. So we don't have chain along the machine, because chain sooner or later will require high level of maintenance. So we have a kind of pushing device that push the tray that host the bucket along the machine. So in the two opposite corner, we have two devices, motor, gearbox, encoder, and sensor. Easy accessible and easy maintain, also without going inside of the machine. On the right video, we see the bucket lift up by the scale when we need that specific chemical participate in a specific bag. I anticipate before, we have a different storage that we can manage. That is part of the flexibility of the project. We can manage silos for vacuum loaded, divided by section valve, butterfly valve, that allow to load and feed the material in the same time. We can have the silos in one row or in two rows. In the middle of the equipment, we have a mezzanine that allow the maintenance team to work in the right safety condition in case they have to change the cartridge inside of the silos, or in case they have to make any kind of maintenance activity on the top of the machine. Beside the vacuum loaded silos, we have a big bag station that allow to manage the high runner. We can load the big bag by forklift or by oyster, depending of logistic aspect of the factory. So we are completely flexible to manage both approach. The hopper below the big bag can be some 100 liters up to 1,000 liters, depending of the need, the volume need for the production, depending on the consumption. In addition, we have hopper for gravity loading, paper bag station we can call. In the paper bag station, we can install also crusher to heat the material, agglomerated material, in case during the transport become stone or agglomerated. Unfortunately, there is some quality issue in the video clip, but all the presentation will be sent to Peram, so he can distribute to all of you. And so you will be able to see the video clip with higher quality. Well, beside the fixed position, and we have silos load by vacuum, big bag station, and hopper for gravity loading. We have additional two options that we can integrate in our full automatic weighing system. Both are talk about interchangeable silos. One case is a manual interchangeable silos. So think about a rack of silos outside, and then manually an operator have to plug and unplug the silos to the machine. It's like we can call setup time. During this setup time, the operator really bring the silos out, bring the silos in the line, and change the running chemical. Which are the benefits? We can manage unlimited number of silos. Each silos represent individual material, so the benefit is the flexibility. We save square meter because we don't have all the chemical contemporary in the machine, but that make the machine more compact, so we save space every square meter count in production. We save cost because we optimize the electronic component, we optimize the scale, and then in a project overview from the cost point of view, then we will have a interesting save. So that approach allowed to be flexible and then as well save cost to manage all the running material. As alternative to the manual interchangeable silos, because manual is the operation to change the silos, but the feeding activity are managed completely automatically through the servo motors and through the load cell that check the incremental quantity in the bag. So as alternative to the manual moving activities, we have automatic. We have the automatic version. We talk again about interchangeable silos. So we have a kind of rack where we can store 20 liter or 70 liter silos. And we have a kind of Traslo robot that move up and down, bringing the silos from the storage and place in front of the scale, plug automatically the motor to the screw, and then feed automatically the material. In this case, we have a shorter setup time because the moving activities are made dynamically according the recipe that run in a specific moment. We have a little bit safe in terms of motors because we have up to 8 motors in the system, and the motors plug automatically to the screw. In the manual version, the motor are fixed together with the beam, fixed together with the screw, so there is somehow a cost. That allows to manage unlimited number of material. Also, the very low runner can be part of the automation, can be part of the batch automatically. So flexibility, that meaning is somehow also quality, because I don't have, I skip completely the manual activity and fully control the process through the system. So just to summarize, how we can storage the material. We can storage in silos, vacuum loaded. We can manage in big bag. We can manage in hoppers for gravity loading. And then we have the 2 options for the interchangeable silos. So in totally 5. The bag where we feed the material in as well is part of the flexible concept that we are talking today, because the size of the bag is flexible, change according the recipe need, and we have a variable size in a step of 3 liters. The minimum is 9 liters up to 72 liters. Modularity as well when we drop out the bag. So we, at the end of the loop, we check, we double check the total weight, we approve or not the bag for production, and then we drop outside the bag. We can drop in a fixed bag, in a fixed box. We can have a buffer of boxes, variable size, from baskets up to big boxes, depending of the characteristics of the mixer and the production logic. But as well, we can offer a lift to move the bag in a second level, third level, to match the building layout, mixing room layout. At the beginning, when I talk about values, we talk about safety, environment friendliness. So it's an automatic weighing chemical system that feed the material. Some of them are dangerous, some of them are potentially can generate explosion. So we have to collect all the dust generated during the loading activity and during the feeding activities, but as well we have to work with the proper approach to avoid any accident. So the filtering unit is equipped with a venting panel. We have a flame absorber, so a device that avoid, in case explosion happen in the filtering unit, avoid the flame go away, but contain the flame and the thermal energy inside of the filtering unit. Not returning valve, so avoid the flame come back to the equipment. As well, we have a sensor to detect the flow. So in case the speed, the air speed in the channel, in the main channel, is not high enough, meaning that we are not in safe condition, meaning we are not in the condition to work in production. Each feeder is equipped with a dedicated extraction hose, not returning collector that avoid in case filter unit stop unexpectedly. The not returning vertical collector avoid the material come back in the wrong feeder. In the picture that you can see in the center, you can see the space available in the system, space enough for maintenance team work with work in case issue happen. Energy consumption is another aspect of the environment respect. Servo motors, the motors that we use to control the feeder, consume something like 30–35% less energy compared to the asynchronous motors. Beside the technical aspect that I mentioned in the early beginning, linearity, speed, control, absolute encoder control, capacity to increase up to 10 times the torque of rotation, then the fourth value of the servo motors is the limited energy consumption. But beside select the right component to have a very limited footprint, we also invest the time and resources to monitor the energy saved, the CO2 saved. So we have a kind of data matrix of what the machine consumes in terms of energy and in terms of compressed air. That allows to give a very clear footprint of the equipment that is in somehow very limited. I know that in the mixing room we are talking about high consumption. A small chemical weighing system is just part of the equation, but we try to be as much as possible limited in our footprint. Labor saving, automation are working together. They are the two aspects of the same coin. We invest technology resources to have a very full automatic system. On the video clip that we are looking now, we see the machine forming the bag in the right side, printing the barcode or QR code as well on the film, and then on the left side we see the station pick the film, remove the air from the bag, double check the total quantity of the bag, and then seal the bag before drop the bag outside. The system is able to produce one bag every 30 seconds or one bag every 60 seconds, depending on the version. We automatically check the sealing that become the bottom. We check the presence of the bag in the bucket. And then in the extraction, well, we bring the film, we remove the air, we double check on the tray the weight of the bag, and then in case approved, we drop out. In case the film is very thin, in case the weight of the material is very high, in some cases happen that because of the mixing cycle, temperature and timing, and agreement with the end customer, the material of the bag is very thin. So instead of extract the bag from the bucket, we tilt the bucket to avoid stress too much the bag. In case we tilt the bucket, then we drop the bag on a trolley conveyor that allow to control the total weight of the bag. The system can work standalone, so the operator in the mixing room can input all the required order of production directly in our system, but as well we can be connected to the MIS or recipe management system that will send to us the order of production. And as well, at the end of the process, we send back what happened, real quantity, lot ID of the materials, when happened, which tolerance has been used. So all data that allow to trace in the future better what happened, and analyze in case of any unexpected situation, analyze how to produce better tomorrow. From the industry 4.0 in data analyze, we are offering an additional tool. It's overall equipment effectiveness analyze. Every day we prepare a report where we combine machine availability, performance, and quality to get at the end of the day a percentage that represents the overall equipment effectiveness, beside the summary that we see now in the slide. Beside the summarize, we have some other tab with list of manual activities, a list of loading activities, a list of alarms, list of warnings. Is not to address a responsibility, but is to explain in the right form what happened and why happened, and how we can and how should be the approach to make the next production day better. Also together we have graphs that analyze each single step of the equipment that we try to make in the same time. For example, in these graphs, we can see that most of the activities are concentrated in less than 30 seconds for a 20 kilogram bags. Some rumors take longer, and then exactly with kind of summarize and graphs, we can understand which is the reason we have some cases that require feeding time more than 30 seconds, and then decide together how could be the approach to make the machine faster in case is required. I appreciate your time, and here my email address in case you want to contact me directly. Next step for today, it will be a very small video clip talking a little bit about few additional video aspect of the equipment. And then, well, in case of any question answer, I'm here available for you.
Thank you, Luca. Let me show the video. Okay, thank you, Luca. Guys, if you have any questions, you can post your questions in the question box, and now Luca will be able to answer your questions appropriately. So please post your questions in the question box, and we address them right now. We have some questions here, and please stand by, Luca.
Yeah, thank you, Peram, for the question that you sent to me. Well, can the weighing system handle both solid and liquid chemicals? If so, what are the mechanisms for measuring and dispensing each type? Yes. The answer is yes, we can manage solid and liquid as well. When we talk about solid, we talk about powder, granules, flakes, lentic, any kind of form that are used in mixing room operation. Also, the predispersed material, you know, the small pellet, very in a EPDM or EVA polymer with a chemical dispersed in, yes, as well. That nightmare material as well can be managed automatically. Of course, in that case, the tolerance is a little bit more open because 1 granule more, 1 granule less already make well, big difference. We cannot talk about decimal of the gram, but we have to talk about ±2, ±3 grams. We can manage liquid as well. Free flow liquid like water, or material with short molecular, so not like honey, not like paste, because we are not able to manage. But material that also in case require to be warm up to become liquid, yes, we can manage. We store in silos, and then with on-off valve, we open the valve and close the valve, and we feed the material in the bag. In case the material need to warm up to become fluid, we have to pay attention to the melting pot temperature of the bag. So we have to pay attention to avoid the material in too warm that will eat the bag and then lose the material along the machine. This is another aspect that we have to pay attention. But yes, it's possible. We can feed the material, the liquid, in a separate bag, or in case together with the powder, the solid chemicals. The mechanism to feeding and measuring the chemical, well, For solid is the 2 screw, big and small one, that I show in slide number 3 or 4, I don't remember. For liquid is on-off valve. And how to check the increasing quantity? In the slide 6 or 7, we have the triangular plate where we have the load cell below, and that is a plate that lifts up the bucket to check the increasing quantity, the increasing weight inside of the bag. The feeder for solid, so if for liquid we have only one kind of storage, 150 liter. For solid, we talked before, we have 5 options: silos, big bag, hopper for gravity loading, and the interchangeable silos. All these kind of 5 storage have the same concept in terms of feeder: 2 screw, big and small one. Well, I hope I've succeeded to explain all the aspects of this question, but in case any additional, well, you can write down or send me an email. I can support with a specific image or a video clip. Next question is, what is the accuracy level of the weighing system? Is it suitable for precise chemical measurement? Yes. The system is extremely high accurate. We can manage, we can guarantee if the granulometry of the material we can reach plus minus 0.1 gram in production. But that is related to the granulometry of the material. Powder is much more easy to manage compared to the granules and flakes. But up to 0.1 gram we can manage without any trouble in case powder. Suitable for precise chemical? Yes. We have customers that use our equipment for pigments to give a color to the rubber, and those equipment are weighing every day of the year tons of pigment with extremely high accuracy and extremely high repeatability, because it's not a question only of accuracy, but is a question also repeatability of the process and consistency of batch by batch, that the repeatability allow us to reach. Yeah. Is the weighing system equipped with load cell or other weighing sensing devices? How are they calibrated and maintained for accuracy? Along the machine, in front of each individual feeder, we have a load cell, the triangle frame that we saw in one of the slides. That frame lift up as well the bucket. Below the frame, there is a high precise load cell with 40,000 division. that allow to have very precise and with very high repeatable process. How to calibrate the load cell? There is a procedure that our technician does during the equipment startup and the training as well the local team. We supply together with the equipment certified mass, and we add according a wizard on the specific load cell to make the calibration and to give the linearity to the system and to the load cell. That happen according the customer quality control, quality check that have to made according the certification or according the customer required, can be made every day or can be made every 6 months or every year. So that is something, the frequency is something that depending of the internal regulation, I mean customer regulation, but what we can offer to help the customer to identify how frequently the calibration makes sense to do, or in case a trouble happen, I have to remake the calibration, but how to understand when is the right moment to make the calibration. Along the machine, we have many buckets. One of them have a special tag that allow to be identified in the machine. So during the startup, we use this bucket. We put in over external scale to read the total weight, and then we register in the system. Every time this bucket make a loop, we have a counter, and we count the number of loops, and then we can decide every 1,000 loop, every 100 loop, or every 6 hours, or every day. I don't use that bucket to weigh in the material in a bag, but I just move in front of each single feeder. I will not collect the material, but I just lift up the bucket to detect the weight. At the end of the loop, I know if all the scale read the same quantity, the same weight, or some of them read something different. So I have a report. I know which one, in case there is, I know which one are out of calibration and someone have to do. And then I have to investigate in the last 6 hours, in the last 24 hours, which batch has been produced with a scale that don't detect exactly what I expect. That is one approach. Another approach is incremental check. So I have my bucket, I feed the material number 1, then I move to the scale number 2. Before feed material number 2, I check if the bucket plus the bag plus the material previously weighed match scale 2 with scale 1. In case there is a difference, then stop the machine, ask for the operator intervention to check which scale is not working anymore properly. So there are these kind of tools, instruments that allow to sleep well and during the machine production, and limited as much as possible the unexpected situation along the production. What are the safety features of the weighing systems? Does it have overload protection or alarms in case of any abnormalities or malfunctions? Well, I try to understand the question. Well, the system, because of the field, the market where we are proposing our technology and the material involved in the mixing room, so potentially explosive material, the system can manage these chemicals as well, but has been developed to avoid any explosion happen. So which approaches? Risk analysis based on European regulation. We design the feeder, we design the components, anti-explosive, we design the filtration unit, the size of the filtration unit, the volume of air that we treat. Of course, there are some limits. We cannot use chemicals with minimum initial energy less than 10 millijoule. We cannot use chemicals with explosion class more than ST1. So we can manage up to ST1, but not ST2 and ST3. There is a sensor to control the flow of the air in the main channel, and in case the system the flow is not big enough, so we have dust that we are not collecting all the dust, then the machine cannot cannot weigh any single gram of material. How does the weighing system integrate with the overall control system of the rubber mixing plant? Is it compatible with existing plant automation or SCADA systems? Yes, is compatible, but all the time we have to define the language of the connection. So that is the point. The two systems have to talk the same language to exchange the information. The system is open to collect, to receive the information by a database or through PLC connection. But then how to fine-tune the data, that is some kind of activity that require the technical team from both sides sit together around the same table and define the touching point and fine-tune the meaning of each single signal or each single field in the database. But generally, yes, is analyzed by case by case. Can the weighing system store and recall multiple recipes or mixing formulas? How easy is it to program and modify these recipes? Well, the system can manage unlimited number of recipes or production order in the local database. We can save recipes, or we can save the order of production. We can decide how many buckets make. Modify is just open the wizard, select the item, bring all the sub items and decide which one change, and then keep for production. Of course, what is already planned, keep the original recipes. But it's something easily manageable from anyone that has a minimum skill level to use a computer. What are the maintenance requirements of the weighing system? Are there any specific cleaning or calibration procedure to ensure consistent performance? Well, there are a list of activities that we suggest to do daily, weekly, monthly, every 6 months, every year. There are not so many activities. Daily and weekly is mainly visual check, or maybe some sensor mirror cleaning. So very few activities. 6 months or every month, yeah, something more is required, but really no big effort is required from maintenance team. Also for calibration procedure, is something that depending. We have a customer that run the calibration every week, and we have customer that run every 6 months. Because calibrate all the scale, especially in a complex machine with more than 50 scale load cell, require hours. But the check of the scale is something that can be made free of charge without lose any production time every day. So that could be a starting point. Then make a calibration maybe every month or every 6 months could make sense to give more consistency in the production check. But at the end of the day, it's just to be sure, but the load cell keep the calibration as it is for a long time. Maintenance activities, I mentioned before, are limited. We supply a list of activities that will be part of the training. That will be analyzed with our technician. We normally suggest to participate with our technician from the early beginning, assembling stage activities, because the training is good. It's good at training. It's good sit around the table and make theoretically training, but it's better to participate to the project from the early beginning and feel the project, feel the mechanical aspect, electrical aspect, process aspect, startup aspect, that it make more easy the life in a second stage. But the number of activities required are very limited. Does the weighing system have any certification or compliance for quality and safety standard. Well, the equipment is designed and built according the European regulation, so it's a CE stamp. That in Europe the CE stamp meaning built according the equipment regulation. That is like a big umbrella that talk about safety for the operator, talk about explosive aspect, talk about many different arguments. And yes, there is a list of quality compliance certification that we respect in our project. It's something that I can share with Peram, and then you can well, give to all of you together with the full presentation with the video. So it's material that I can easily supply. Any experience about the quality cost reduction from customer you are able to share? Well, it's something, is information that is difficult to share, of course, because who generate those data will understand. But basically, the payback of such equipment is based on labor cost, depending on the countries. Some countries are more expensive than others. Yeah, that is a kind of equipment that can run with one or maximum 2 operator, producing up to 2 bags per minute, managing practically unlimited number of chemicals. So that could be a starting point. Another aspect is the quality. WAG with extremely high accuracy, extremely high repeatability. It's a value for some extremely high, extremely expensive compound. Another aspect is the safety condition. In some countries, work with in touch with chemicals generate extra cost. Yeah, so case by case, country by country, mixing room by mixing room, there are some value that we can on or off to have a payback of the project. You can contact me, and then we can work together and identify together how could be the payment, the return of the investment for your case. Can the machine accommodate remote monitoring and control, especially in situations where adjustments are needed outside of the regular working hours? If I correctly understand the question, you are interested to know if we can support the end customer by a remote connection. Yes, it's possible. We can control the human-machine interface. We can control the PLC side. We can understand how it's working every single sensor or load cell. Practically, in case of support activities, the only support we need from the local team is a visual support, because we don't have our eyes there, but we can fully control the system. Future step, we are working with a camera and microphone to be more integrated with the customer in case a trouble happen, but it's something that is it will come in the next few years. Now is still on prototype level.
Luca is asking about operator, can he control remotely if there is required in not regular working hours, so outside of regular working hours, suppose they want to make some adjustment to the operation or monitoring, can his system, or your system able to control remotely by operator or the supervisor or engineer in the factory?
Yeah, as we do in case any support activities can be done as well from the local team. So anyhow, with the right password, can connect and look a certain level of information and monitoring as well the production, not for support purpose, but for production purpose. Yes, it's possible. Is the machine designed with sustainability in mind, including waste reduction and efficient resource use? Yep. Any time you are interested to see not only what we produce, but how we produce, the door of our company are open. So you can see how we design and how we build the equipment in our 23,000 square meter facility. We invest in this project to pay attention to the footprint from the energy point of view and the air compressed point of view, because both, if are not controlled, generate a waste for the production. Because of safety reason, the filtering unit must be the right size with the right volume, able to treat the right volume of air. But the odds has been developed to generate the right perimetrical suction blade, so allow the material fall in the bucket and collect just the dust around, to reduce as much as possible the waste of the material and have a balance the waste of material with the cleaning of the machine. So have the machine clean enough to reduce the maintenance activities, but as well don't have too much, too strong suction on the feeder and avoid to collect in the filtering unit too much material that from the other side of the point of view, it's a waste cost of material. So yes, all the aspects of the project, in all aspects of the project, we balance all the aspects to have to reduce as much as possible our footprint from all the point: material, electrical, air consumption, maintenance. Yeah, so yes.
Luca, thank you very much for addressing all the questions patiently, and excellent presentation, informational presentation today. Before we end this session, would you like to give a final remarks to the audience?
Well, thank you very much for your time today. I appreciate a lot you're still all connected. Thank you for the question. You have my email address, so you can contact me anytime you think interesting. Talk about a small chemical weighing system. Peram will receive during the day the presentation, so you can use for future reference in cases you need. And once again, thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Luca. Thank you very much for being part of the Rubber Industry Tech Talk. It's a really excellent presentation. It's a good presentation, and you have given us all the input they need about understanding about automatic chemical weighing system with reference to the rubber mixing plant. I appreciate the time today. I see you in the next episode in the future sessions. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Keep in touch.
Okay, guys, so that's the end of the session today. The Rubber Industry Tech Talk by TechnoBiz on focus on the automatic chemical weighing system for rubber mixing plant. And as our invited guest speaker, Mr. Luca Mariaggio, is a sales manager at Lauer. He has given you an excellent informative presentation on this technology. And if you need more information, please do write to him, reach out to him for further information. Thank you all for joining this session today. I see you in the next episode. Bye-bye for now.